All right, let me go to your phone calls. There's a lot of news I want to cover as well. And I'm going to get to this later after I take some calls. A lot got made of the Vice President-elect Pence, Governor Pence, Vice President Pence, nicely went to pretty much the all-black cast of this play, Hamilton. And they booed him and they got in his face and said he was a racist. They're the moral high ground. They're the God. They're above you. They have the class elitism. You're bad inherently because you're white. And I was remembering 6 months ago when this play started that they put ads out saying whites need not apply. Now, that's fine to have an all-black play. Fine. Then Pence goes to your play and you piss on him. And then he comes out and says, I wasn't offended by what was said and takes the high road. Very classy. I got to tell you, I'm very impressed with Pence. I don't like some of his pro-war stuff, but he is pro-life. He is pro-gun. And he just comes off as a very real guy. They'll make a news issue out of this, but he's reached out to the show and says he appreciates the work we're doing. All I want is him to cut our taxes, secure our borders, not start a bunch of wars with Russia, not bring jihadis into the country, and just bring the country together. I mean, when you watch how ridiculously racist the mainstream media is in the name of fighting racism, it's just insane. And it's very sad because I legitimately care about everybody. I don't just say that so you like me. I say what I really think. And I know that free market capitalism is the way to go for everybody. I know it creates the science. It creates the life extension. It creates the civilization. It creates the wealth. It creates the choices. The problem is it creates so much wealth in a few generations we become spoiled, rotten jackasses that don't appreciate all the incredible things we've got. Our poorest people are doing better than most people in this world. I was horrified by America becoming a police state and doing bad things because I loved her so much, not because I hated her. The people that pointed out America's wrongs only wanted control to get control and do stuff 5 times worse and then say it was all okay. I'm rarely wrong, but I'm such a bleeding heart dumbass that I tacitly stood by and didn't oppose Obama in 2008. I quickly learned how wrong I was. But, I mean, he was running against McCain, who's so evil. I mean, I could see how I did that. What a deceiver. What a liar. What a race baiter. And now the Communist Chinese come out in a statement I read earlier. New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Associated Press, Reuters. I can't even believe they did it. And said, censor your nationalists, censor your Trump supporters, Zuckerberg, censor them now, we own your debt, you shut them down now. That makes me, at a genetic level, want to open a can of kick-ass. I mean, you talk about rubbing it in. Can you imagine if our media told China, crack down on your people? Our media doesn't complain when they crack down on their people. It's the opposite, as they oppress their people. And the leftist, everything's racism. They never oppose any real corruption. I've had the New York Times call me. I've had CNN call me in the last 2 years, and they say, it happened 10 years ago, and 15 years ago, too. CNN, I've been on CNN repeatedly, and they'll ask me when I'm criticizing China, they go, are you anti-Asian? And I never even play the card and go, no, my sister's Asian, adopted. I was brought up in a family that was colorblind. It was used against me, of course. But I just go, no, I'm talking about the people that oppress China and control China and are using their people. You know, Tiananmen Square. Those are good people. They're under communist control. Like, are you against Russians? No, I'm against the Soviet system they had. I'm going to go to break and come back and take calls, but it's just frustrating that I know I'm right. I know the actuaries. They have the algorithms. They know that taxing people under $40,000 a year doesn't even pay the coffers and creates family breakdown, societal breakdown, crime. No one under $50,000 should be paying. It ought to be Trump saying under 40, no taxes. That's on his plan. It's on makeamericagreatagain.gov, but no one else even knows it. Do you know what $10,000 or $12,000 a year will do for working families making $40,000 a year? Do you have any idea? Do you know what cutting middle-class taxes by 30% is going to do? They think you're so dumb. I just keep harping on the same stuff. They think he wants to cut corporate tax because he's overseas. He already admits he uses the corrupt system to pay no tax overseas. Donald Trump's giving you a system where he'll have to pay taxes, but he wants there to be jobs in industry. Like Bannon said, we got to have some jobs. We got to have something here, or there's nowhere to spend the damn money. But the globalists want to have a pissing contest. I go back to that. It's all about dominating us where we don't have anything where they can dictate the terms of our settlement, our defeat, our Versailles Treaty. We're not going that route anymore. We're done. Trump isn't out to get us. That's why the globalists are pissed. Can you imagine being the managers over America that just conquered the world? You've merged the British Empire. It's the 1950s. And the United States is 80% of global production. Americans back then were like 60% of the wealth. It was 50 by the 90s. Now we're 30-something. And you make a decision to carve it all up and give it to elite families and robber barons to sell industries and not even allow them via regulations in the United States or Europe and move them. Can you imagine the power these people got? It's what Bannon said in this interview with the Hollywood Reporter. He goes, there's a whole bunch of corporations that are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, $20 billion. And they've got 9 employees. How the hell do you have a... Let me read the exact quote. I mean, I don't want to paraphrase it here for you. He goes, with companies with $9 billion market cap employing 9 people, it's not reality. They've lost sight of what the world's about. $9 billion company with 9 employees. What the hell is that? And all these elites are getting armored fortresses, bodyguards. They're hiding out. They're all scared. You should be scared. What the hell's your problem? And it's not enough that you robbed everybody. Then you lecture everyone how free market's bad and want to pull the ladder up to the hot air balloon so nobody else can get up there with you. You're like the rich people on the Titanic. When they hit the iceberg, the captain tells the first class, get to the lifeboats. We're going to lock the doors to the poor people in steerage. This happened. So the lifeboats all leave, on average 10% full, and so thousands die because the elite had to be taken care of. Same crap. You're going to sink the whole ship, dumbasses. You got to stop it. It's uncool. And to all the idiots that bought into it, all the poor people, stop being chumps. Go with America. It'll deliver. All right, I want to go to your phone calls in this segment next, and then I've got a lot of other news and clips I need to get to as well. Rand Paul, it's good to see him now starting to get along with Trump. He says he's very pleased to see General Flynn to be the National Security Advisor, who has said the Iraq War was wrong. We targeted the wrong country. It should have been Saudi Arabia. It's just good people are getting in there, folks. Mad Dog Mattis, people like that are just good. They're patriots. They're anti-New World Order. They're the type of people other countries are going to be scared of. They don't start fights. They finish them. And if Russia doesn't get in our business, Russia has nothing to worry about. China is going to get its ass kicked up one side and down the other. China's little attempted takeover of the U.S. the last couple of years is the real reason all this is happening. I can give you the inside baseball. Hillary Clinton is a confirmed Chinese agent who represents the president of China. Now, I told you that years before it came out in WikiLeaks, but I was told this by high-level DOD, high-level CIA. I mean, the treason just got so naked. Hillary was so full of chutzpah, bravada, that it was just over the top. And again, Drudge has a story up about the cult of Hillary. That's what I've always called it. Alternet's calling it that, too. This is a repudiation of this cult. I mean, this crazy warmongering criminal. I mean, I had problems with Bernie Sanders, socialism, but at least he has some credibility. He was who he said he was. He wasn't a warmongering mass murderer. And they stole the nomination from him. How can all these Democrats run around? You know, I shot a video yesterday. I'm going to tell the story and got a call from Sydney, Australia, and others. But I went to a little diner. I like to go to in East Austin. I've been going there about a year. It's an old diner, but it's been refurbished. It's a nice place. And I go, I want to shoot a video before we go in. And I'm in the back parking lot, no one's around, and two guys walk out, and I see them kind of laughing at me and flipping me off, and I ignore them while I'm doing the Facebook mentions. They get in their car, drive by, and go, F you, Alex, it's on tape. And I go, and the video I was doing live was about bullying, how they just are so pissed at us. So I go inside, an older guy, like 67 or so, 70, with his wife. They had wedding rings on. Comes in, I open the door. Oh, hi, open the door, let him in. I go in, eat, and I'm walking out. We're going to the shooting range, strangely enough, and Buckley's behind me. And I'm there with some of the crew. We're going to meet Gucciardi out there. We go shooting every few weeks. The shooting range is kind of close to East Austin, but we didn't have guns on us. It's just the back of the truck is filled with them, or back of the SUV. And Buckley comes out and goes, "Just get in the car, get in the car." This guy's mad dogging, and I'm, huh? And I get in the car, I'm parked right in the front, and the guy comes out and his wife, I'm getting in the car, and his wife goes this way, and he comes up and he bows up, and he's baring his teeth, and I'm looking, like, what's going on? He just shows me under his windbreaker his gun. Like, it would scare me, and I wasn't really even scared. I was more like, what? And then he kind of acts weird, like he was satisfied and walked around the corner. That's what Democrats are doing now. I mean, I can't go to liberal areas now. I've talked about this. They flip out, folks. I mean, they're crazy. I'm like Mr. Americana. All I want's prosperity. All I want's lower taxes. There are armed communists marching all over Austin. It's not even on the news. No one even seems to care. Just God help us. I don't know what's happened to this country, but I tell you, it's a crazy time. Okay, let's go to John in Sydney, the capital of Australia. Always want to visit that great continent. John, thank you for holding. Thanks for calling. You're on the air.
Hi, Alex. I just wanted to talk about the incredible opportunity that Donald Trump has now, and the example he's shown the patriots in America of one man standing up and entering the arena, and what he's done just as one man. And I think it's an incredible opportunity for all the patriots in America to do their part in their own little way, whether it be dominating their local industry or entering into politics on all three levels of government. I think it's a testament to what power we can do as individuals when we enter the arena.
You just said it. And think about this. He truly intends to just cut taxes and do fair stuff. They've had their foot on our neck. All he's got to do is take the foot off our neck, and we're going to soar. And look at how the euro's in trouble. Look at Russia pulling out of globalism. Look at how nationalism, I know in Australia nationalism's rising, correct?
It is, but unfortunately there's a much smaller liberty movement here than in America, although we do have less social problems. A lot of people are still... Well,
let me caution you. I've been to Australia. I know you're great folks, kind of like compared to Texas, a lot of, grassroots people. But listen, it starts small. It explodes quickly. That's why they're so scared of it, brother. I know they target the liberty movement in Australia. They wouldn't be doing that if they didn't know it had the seeds of victory.
Sure. And the other thing is I would encourage Mr. Trump or President Trump to not go easy on the globalists, because they're very dangerous at the moment, and we do know they will strike back. I believe he should prosecute and arrest the globalists and do the biggest RICO case in history. I mean, we know they have trillions of stolen money over many, many decades, and I think that money should go back to the people of the United States.
And by the way, Europe, Australia, we've all been robbed. China's been given the monopoly over rare earth minerals in Australia. I've read about that. I mean, it's just outrageous.
The other thing is, I looked at the election numbers in a very detailed way with the demographics, and the numbers look very, very fishy to me compared to 2012. There's a number of things that just don't look right when you actually analyze the election results, even down to certain counties.
Well, sure, go over it. Bev Harris, who's a liberal Democrat, said they stole 5 states basically from Trump. It was a huge landslide. So she concurs that she saw, precincts where 100% voted for Hillary in key battleground areas. I mean, this was happening.
Do you think that a Trump administration will expose that fraud and potentially, implicate the Democratic Party?
Let me tell you, as soon as he gets in 61 days, the gloves are off. They already know that. That's why they got Chuck Schumer slamming he's going to try to block Senator Sessions. Sessions has the guts to prosecute as Attorney General. So we got to get him in. But, I mean, what does that tell you? When Trump puts the guy saying prosecute the Clintons in as Attorney General, what does that signal?
Well, it signals that he's serious about changing America and not just putting in milk.
I agree. The death threats he's had, the stuff that's going on, I don't even know 10% of it. Let me tell you, it's epic. The people he's surrounding himself with are pure nationalists. He's got a few navigators like Previs and folks in there to get stuff done, but Trump knows what he's doing. He is kamikaze committed, okay? That's why they're so scared. Trump is ready to die. He doesn't want to die, but that's why when they thought a guy was pulling a gun on him or whatever, or the guy that tried to attack his other deal with a gun, Trump just stands up, and the Secret Service has to drag him off. He thinks there's a gun, he just stands up and gets ready to take it. I'm telling you, because he knows they kill him, he's an even bigger martyr. The guy he's heaven sent, man. I'm telling you, it's beautiful.
Absolutely, and the other thing is, and I'm sure this is already being done, is he needs the support of all the patriots, especially the patriot leaders like yourself and others. And maybe you're already doing this, but I think people like you and Michael Savage should be writing blueprints for a President Trump. Just because you've been doing this for decades and you know where all.
I mean, let me leave it with this: the media's figured out that I do talk to Trump some. Here's the deal. He's his own man. He gets it. He knew this before I was born. But, yes, Stephen Bannon knows as much as I do or more. He runs the show with Trump. And that's why they're crapping themselves, because Stephen Bannon is a patriot. He came from blue-collar, hard-working, liberal Democrats. He gets the betrayal. He says it. He hates them. He hates them. He's a real Democrat. So get ready, folks, for real populism. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say, see, I told you so, that communist Chinese-style net censorship was coming to the web, because it's already here. It's being announced. The way you keep the internet open and free is you get involved more than ever. Go to Infowars.com/app. A new battleship in the fight. Infowars Live, available right now. We're looking for a crew to man it. You going to sit down and play games and be a trendy? Or are you going to be part of history? Don't sit by and let the internet and free speech be stolen from you. Take action. It creates the wealth. It creates the choices. The problem is it creates so much wealth in a few generations we become spoiled, rotten jackasses that don't appreciate all the incredible things we've got. Our poorest people are doing better than most people in this world. I was horrified by America becoming a police state and doing bad things because I loved her so much, not because I hated her. The people that pointed out America's wrongs only wanted control to get control and do stuff 5 times worse and then say it was all okay. I'm rarely wrong, but I'm such a bleeding heart dumbass that I tacitly stood by and didn't oppose Obama in 2008. All right, let me go to your phone calls. There's a lot of news I want to cover as well, and I'm going to get to this later after I take some calls. A lot got made of the Vice President-elect Pence, Governor Pence, Vice President Pence, nicely went to pretty much the all-black cast of this play, Hamilton. And they booed him and they got in his face and said he was a racist. They're the moral high ground. They're the God. They're above you. I quickly learned how wrong I was. But, I mean, he was running against McCain, who's so evil. I mean, I could see how I did that. What a deceiver. What a liar. What a race baiter. And now the communist Chinese come out in a statement I read earlier. New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Associated Press, Reuters. I can't even believe they did it. And said, censor your nationalists, censor your Trump supporters, Zuckerberg, censor them now, we own your debt, you shut them down now. That makes me, at a genetic level, want to open a can of kick-ass. I mean, you talk about rubbing it in. They have the class elitism, you're bad inherently because you're white. And I was remembering 6 months ago when this place started that they put ads out saying whites need not apply. Now, that's fine to have an all-black play, fine. Then Pence goes to your play and you piss on him. And then he comes out and says, I wasn't offended by what was said and takes the high road. Very classy. I got to tell you, I'm very impressed with Pence. I don't like some of his pro-war stuff, but he is pro-life, he is pro-gun. And he just comes off as a very real guy. They'll make a news issue out of this, but he's reached out to the show and says he appreciates the work we're doing. All I want is him to cut our taxes, secure our borders, not start a bunch of wars with Russia, not bring jihadis into the country, and just bring the country together. I mean, when you watch how ridiculously racist the mainstream media is in the name of fighting racism, it's just insane. And it's very sad because I legitimately care about everybody. I don't just say that so you like me. I say what I really think. And I know that free market capitalism is the way to go for everybody. I know it creates the science. It creates the life extension. It creates the civilization.